Because this man has so much muscle and is so lean, people are thinking, oh, I want to do what he's doing. He's doing
Anything is
steroids.
possible. No, he's not.
I'm sorry. Does anyone think that he's not? Do you think that it's just SARMs, peptides? One thing I don't do is pretend to be natural. You can, you will. You can and you won't. You're not going to put 26 or dare I say 36 pounds of muscle in a matter of a couple of years when you've already got an amazing physique.
Coach Greg says Ashton Hall is on steroids. Check out what he had to say, and then I'll come back with my comments.
Coach Greg, in today's video, the man whose morning routine has gone more viral than any man on the planet. None other than Ashton Hall. Did he get his amazing, stupendous physique from his morning routine, or was it from steroids? Did he, in fact, build all that muscle from rubbing a banana peel on his face? Was it from the Saratoga water, or was it steroids?
I know a lot of people, you know, they're going off on Ashton right now, making fun of his morning routine, and now they're bringing up, is he on steroids or performance enhancings? I believe he's natural. I know it's a bold take. People may not believe me, but if someone can put in the work consistently, natural, make sure you have enough protein and take all your vitamins and whatever, it's possible to get a physique like Ashton. You know, it's highly unlikely, but if someone applies themselves, throwing some genetics, it is possible to get a physique like him. You can't sleep on it, man. It's possible. If you try hard and train hard, anything can go.
And so before we get into that, let's talk about the fact that he was kicked out of his apartment. Remember, this guy has over 9 million followers. I once did a video on him 2 years ago. He had 1.6 million followers. And so what he's going to say is, y'all are just haters. There are leaders and there are followers.
Stop hating, Greg, man. Let him cook. He don't got to pay rent. He's a king.
Wrong with this dude? Why do the same thing as me? What is up? Then I realized, bro, like, people follow Jesus. Why? Because he was great as a Christian man. Why are you angry if they're following you?
Well, here's the thing, Ashton. You're not Jesus.
Why not?
In reality, you're not exactly like what people think. And so the first thing is, you're not 5'11" tall.
He's 6 feet, 6'1", I think, on a good day.
Remember, this guy was a former high school football superstar, played in university. They showed his stats and so on. Perhaps he played a couple games. I believe he got 1.8 yards per carry in his best year, playing a couple games. But
Ashton is better than Derrick Henry.
Remember, he's still playing. And so I don't care if he's the worst athlete on the team, the best athlete on the team. I don't care about any of that. And I do believe at the time, that's right, way back then, he was 100% natural. We'll get into the year he started the steroids, SARMs, peptides, whatever. I don't care.
No, that's a physique upgrade. And again, you know, he has his morning routine, wakes up at 3 in the morning, takes his protein, does his workout. So again, I'm not saying that everybody could obtain this physique. If you're Ashton with the genetics, with the dedication, I believe he's natty.
Here, he was no longer natural. And so here's the thing. People are going to call me a hater. I'm not a hater. I simply call people out. As far as being kicked out of his apartment and being homeless, I certainly think he's a multimillionaire. His rent, $17,000 a month. And so perhaps it was a blessing that he got kicked out. And
I ain't gonna lie, with $17K per month, living in Miami or wherever he is, that's a lot of money. So if I was Ashton, I'll save up all those months of rent, put down on the house. I think that makes better business sense. And maybe you can write it off to some capacity. So other than all that extra stuff people accusing him of, get that house, man. Stop paying $17K.
And so it's giving Wes Watson. Bro claims he's 6 feet tall. He's actually 5'8". This man, 5'11". And based on my research, he's 5'7". He's not 5'5", but 5'7". But really, does that matter? Still taller than Coach Greg. But people, they don't want the world to know the truth. Everyone wants to appear better than they actually are. And so it really does take an alpha, a sigma, if you will, somebody who has real confidence. The confidence to admit that, well, they're a manlet. Why not say, guys, I'm 5'7", or heavens forbid, 5'5". Would it really matter? And the answer is yes. Yes, it would, and that is why they lied. Next, this guy absolutely lied about his morning routine. There's no way bro gets up at 3:52 in the morning and then sits around for an hour before doing anything of substance and then goes to the gym 2 hours later. You really think he's sitting there, waking up 2 hours before the crack of dawn and just contemplating life, writing in a journal for a couple minutes and dancing around, putting his face in water, Perrier water and so on?
Again, I think it's extra for entertainment value, but maybe he does get up at 3, chills for a little bit, takes a dump. You know, he's not going to include everything in that video. It's only, a 30-second to a minute video. So you expect him to document everything. He's just cutting to the details, being entertaining with it. Again, it's maybe 75% correct with a bunch of entertaining fillers, in my opinion.
Do you really think that's his morning routine? Or
Yeah.
is it kind of cool? Fun to see. ASMR, he's doing his thing. He's showing him up at 3:52 in the morning. And so the chances that he actually does this routine are about the same as if he does my routine. I mean, guys, I get up early in the morning and the first thing I do is I chew on my egg. I dip my face in pre-workout and I go about my day. You all know I'm that famous
I used to do the same thing back in 2021. So again, Greg, you got a great routine. Ashton got a great routine. He's following it, and look at his physique, man. Can no one obtain that without dedication, hard work, and making sure they get the necessary proteins?
rapper 5'6", practicing my bebops before going to bed. That's just my typical morning. But one thing I don't do is pretend to be natural. You can, you will. You can and you won't. You're not going to put 26 or dare I say 36 pounds of muscle in a matter of a couple of years when you've already got an amazing physique.
I still think it's possible. I get it. You admitted to not being natty, and shout out to you. But if you're Ashton, I see that he puts in the work. I've seen plenty of videos throughout the years when he's cutting, when he's bulking. So he looks like he sticks to his plan. So it's not out the realm of possibilities that he is natty. Stop hating, Greg.
Bro's 23, probably finished university, and now no longer subject to drug testing. And so what do you think he would have done? 183 pounds 3 years ago. 35 pounds later, life suddenly changed for me. Who's with me? Now, remember, this was written 2 years ago and said that would be 5 years in the past. But he claims he have gained 35 pounds while getting leaner at the same time, all from the age of 23 on. It's highly sus.
Yeah, to most people it's probably suspect, but to people that work out like myself every day, that's added multiple pounds of muscle, which you can tell by the physique, yo, it's possible, Greg. I know, again, you're not natty, and I respect you for, putting that out there. But Ashton, I believe he is natty. He takes his workout seriously. He takes his faith seriously. So, again, I'm going with Ashton being natty. I'll put up 1 million versus anybody.
Bro's been training since he was a teenager, training weights and so on. And suddenly his physique jumps by leaps and bounds. And how do you think he did that? Was it through power bodybuilding? Was it training like Jeff Nippard? Or was it from dancing around with gimmicky exercises, but hardly even lifting weights in the gym?
Yes.
And through his morning routine. And so why not just lie to your audience? Burn up to 500 calories in 20 minutes doing HIIT cardio. These jumping around workouts he's doing. That's over.
Those are some of the best workouts, the HIIT workouts. You can burn a lot of calories, gain muscle like he did. So again, you may not do it regularly with your workouts, but for people that do it consistently, and again, make sure they get the ample amount of proteins and just everything surrounding workouts, you can put on a great physique and lose fat at the same time.
For 400 watts. I can't do it. I'm a high-level cyclist. I can't even come close to burning off that many calories. And so if I can't do it, what makes you think that you can or that?
Well, how about you reach out to Ashton? If you can't do what he does, pick his brain, ask a million questions, maybe collaborate on a video, have a sit-down interview, really get to know him and see what he does on a day-to-day. Maybe you'll understand that he is natty.
That he can, for that matter. And I've already gone over his full day of eating, and if he's burning up all these calories, he's up at the crack of dawn. Why is it that he's on a starvation diet? He skips breakfast, he doesn't eat in the morning, he likes to have larger meals, a whole massive 800 calories, and he has to stick to a 2,500 calorie diet.
Well, that's the fasting method. It's great for the body, gets you detox, clears everything out your system. And if you master it like Ashton does, and same with me, there's times where I may fast for 14 to 16 hours per day and still consume my 2,500 to 3,000 calories. So again, there are some anomalies out there, and Ashton is one of them.
2,500 for a man who's over 200 pounds of muscle, jacked to the gills, doing all this exercise. How does he only need 2,500 calories? I'm eating 4,000 calories, and I do believe I'm just as lean, if perhaps not even leaner than this man. But one thing that I do that he doesn't do is I actually tell you what I'm taking. Do you think he actually cares of saying what he actually does? He just spits nonsense. Whatever you want to hear, that's what he's going to tell you.
Well, he has an audience, so whatever he, says, a lot of people going to go with. But I think he does it in good faith. Of course, again, there's entertainment value to it. And maybe he's not going to go in full detail just because he wants people to keep talking about him. He already said that he was natty previously, but if people want to make videos about it, cool. He's going to keep running the content, keep growing his following. So the publicity, he'll be able to spin it and turn it into revenue.
In comparison, I tell you whatever you need to hear, not what you want to hear. And so you want to hear there's a secret. A morning routine, skipping breakfast, that if you eat a lot of protein, that you too can do it. 36 pounds in a matter of years. That plank workout, jumping around, knees up, toe touches, and so on. That is not how he built this physique. And yeah, it's cool seeing him sprint around, doing the thing with the arms flapping down and the pecs flexing and so on. But that ain't how he built his body. I must stress to you guys how promised results will be from having a structured program designed for you. It's a game changer, and honestly, how I've managed to build my physique the way I have over the years. Yeah, it's not from the steroids or that morning routine. It's from the structured workouts,
Yeah, structured workouts, dedication, making sure you get the proper nutrition. You can do that and be like Ashton. Not everybody's going to look the same. Everybody's body is different. But if you put in the time, you have your routine, and you do what you have to do on a daily basis, it's possible. You can obtain this physique. Again, not the same, but you can add 20 or 30 pounds of muscle no matter who you are. But it's going to take time. No one said it took, 30 seconds to a minute after the video and then you add 30 pounds of muscle. This has been about 4 or 5 years in the making for him. He turned his life around and he started to take his nutrition serious, and now you're seeing the results.
Flailing around in the gym, dancing, sprinting, and so on. Yeah, okay, sure. It only takes 90 days for a full transformation. Click the link in my bio. And so what he's managed to do is bamboozle you.
You've been bamboozled!
He's making millions of dollars. He's so famous at this point that he coaches coaches. Now, in the past, he would have seen a video like this and perhaps blocked or deleted that person because, hey, they're talking negatively about me. But now he realizes if people are talking about you, it means you're somebody.
And that's what I was saying earlier. Why block the comments? Why make reaction video responses to everybody saying that he's not natty? Go with the flow, make your money. People that you're talking to, give them the real, let them know you may not look like me, but here's some checklists. Do this, this, and this. And maybe over the course of 5 to 10 years, you'll add about 20 or 30 pounds of muscle. So he could be keeping it real, but, to the public, it's a lot of entertainment. But when he's doing these one-on-ones, I'm sure he's breaking down what people are doing based off their body type and letting them know what they can do to improve their health and continue to build muscle.
And so just like the Liver King, who everyone talked about him, well, he was a leader, right? Similar to Jesus. Okay. And so what I do want to take away is the positive message from this man. Stop giving a shit about what other people think about you. Look how it's worked for him. Do you think that he cares? He doesn't care so much that he's willing to lie about how he got his physique. He just goes about his day, works harder than last time, and is a multimillionaire. And
Nah, bro, I ain't lying, man. He's a motivation to a lot of people, a huge inspiration. Again, they're seeing what he's doing, tuning people out, and he's able to obtain a physique, make a lot of money. So if your people out there don't think you can be exactly like him as far as the look and the physique, but, take what he did as far as the hard work and dedication, tuning people out, and anything is possible.
So what many people say is you never see a hater doing better than you. That's debatable.
You're doing great.
Am I actually hating on him, or am I just reporting the news? And so what this shows to me is that people are that gullible. If they see an impressive physique, they don't ask any questions. Because this man has so much muscle and is so lean, people are thinking, oh, I want to do what he's doing. He's doing steroids.
No, he's not.
I'm sorry. Does anyone think that he's not? Do you think that it's just SARMs, peptides? He found the perfect routine that started working for him at 23. The years of hard training that he did to be an amazing high school, as well as even making a university football team, that did nothing until he turned 23. And at that year, dancing around, doing burpees and so on, 20 minutes of HIIT cardio, sprinting around, that got this amazing physique.
No, it's not just that. He turned his life around. Maybe he quit drinking and quit other things and the cheat meals. So you got to factor that in too. You're taking, the 4 or 5 years out of context. It could have been a lot played into that. Again, changing your nutrition is a majority of part of, working out. How you going to build muscle? You can go to the gym every day and then eat like trash outside the gym and you're not going to look like anything. But if you fine tune that nutrition, eat the right things, plus the working out, you can possibly have a physique like Ashton.
It's not. And dipping your face in cold Saratoga water and journaling when you first wake up before the crack of dawn is not going to help you. Guys, getting up that early in the morning, doing a few push-ups, not even getting enough sleep, it's not going to be beneficial. And so although it may not help you to gain 35 pounds of muscle in a matter of a couple of years, you certainly can benefit from Turk Builder Max as well as GO2 Max. Improved energy, train harder than last time, build more muscle, greater recovery. This is the supplement that you need. Struggling to stick to your diet program, you can of course get GLP Max, reduce the hunger cravings, reduce the hunger, and lower levels of
At the end of the day, everybody gonna promote a product. Everybody got a coaching line. So you're doing the same thing, but the only thing different is you're saying you're not natty. So again, I'm not gonna call you a hater, but you're being very critical on Ashton. Again, he's making his money. He's putting his stuff out there. And at the end of the day, if people want to pay for those services, so be it. But just to say that he's not natty just because of the development he had over the last 5 years, again, I'm going to reserve judgment. I'm going to say that he's natty for now until, further notice. Good job. Get your money, bro.
How much calories I have in each meal, but I do have a rough estimate of everything that I do. So my goal is, if you know me, I'm always cutting year round.
It's not. It's called main gain. See, the difference between always cutting and main gain is that main gain, you do it forever. If you cut forever, you won't be with us. Yeah, it's not possible. You can't cut all the time.
Starting off with my morning routine, I don't eat anything at all. I go as long as I can without any food.
He's not going to talk about the steroids. Not going to talk about.
Why talk about something that he's not on? And again, a lot of people fast and kind of wait and eat huge meals. I do it too, but I'm not on the level he's at, but it is possible. Just got to be mindful. It's possible to stay in the cutting phase as long as you're getting the proper calories and you're not starving yourself. So as long as he's eating, it may be in a 2 or 3 hour window, but he's still, consuming all the calories.
About any of that, nor is he going to talk about what he actually does for training. But what he does do is he skips breakfast. I mean, how hungry is he at 3:52 in the morning?
Usually I'll wake up, I'll head straight to the gym.
And so he says he first gets up in the morning and goes straight to the gym. But in his morning routine, he spent 2 hours at home before going to the gym. And so which is it?
If I'm in a cutting stage and I really want to lose a lot, I'll cut out the Rice Krispie treat and go like a banana, or just try to do it like completely fasted.
Don't do this. It's not needed. It's not beneficial. You're actually going to be much better to have some protein first thing in the morning. That's your first opportunity for muscle protein synthesis to occur. You do need protein to build muscle. It's the building blocks of how you actually build those biceps. And so, well, perhaps if you're on steroids, you can get away with it and be anabolic and be cutting all the time. But for the rest of the world, you can't just starve yourself all the time, skip breakfast, and expect to have a physique like this.
Well, I think starving yourself is out of context. Again, people got to do what's best for them. Consult with a doctor. No one's a doctor. People are just giving their opinion based off what they're doing and saying, yo, maybe you should try this. But just make sure you consult with the necessary physician or medical staff. But still, if that's what he's doing, it works for him. And I'm sure when he's talking to these people, coaching them, he's seen exactly how much they weigh and just breaking down their stats. So he's able to give his 2 cents and maybe push people in the right direction to gain muscle.
I keep my calorie count around 2,000 to 2,500 calories per day. So if I'm starting off the day with 800 calories, bro, I'm gonna get to like at least 3,500, 4,000 calories, no problem.
And so he can only eat 2,000 to 2,800 calories. But remember, he's not actually 5'11". He's not actually 218 pounds. And so at 5'7", a bit smaller, and the fact that he's not actually burning 500 calories in 20 minutes doing that HIIT cardio workout, well, he doesn't actually need that many calories.
I'm an eater. I can eat all day.
The reason he's an eater eater is because he's trying to maintain single-digit body fat year-round. He's always starving himself, and so he can always eat. If he allowed himself to eat more and go up to perhaps a more healthy body fat percentage, perhaps 12%, maybe even 15%, he wouldn't be as hungry and he wouldn't actually be an eater. Think of it. Of course you're an eater. You're starving yourself, 2,000 to 2,500 calories. An athlete like this, if I ate 2,500 calories a day, I also would be starving all the freaking time.
You got to think about the protein he's intaking, though. He may have 2,000 to 2,800 calories, but maybe he's getting 150 to 200 grams of protein there. You do that, compound that over time. Again, everybody's body is different. So, of course, maybe a few people may not be able to do it, but a lot of people could possibly gain muscle while still on a calorie deficit, while still consuming the 2,000 plus calories, while doing the fasting. So anything is possible. It just depends on, who you are.
This is where it's at. This is where the gains are held, bro.
Yeah, I guess it's this. This is where it's at, the food. All that cardio, the steroids, it's from the food. Now, granted,
food
you do need the food and the protein and so up to build the muscles, but you also need the stimulus for protein synthesis to occur. Actually training, putting a strain on the muscles, training harder than last time, progressive overload, that kind of thing. And the steroids. Without steroids, your body is so much smaller. It doesn't have the look that it has right now. And if that were the case, probably have less than 9 million followers. He is hustling. He knows what he's doing. He's just keen.
But you can tell when a body looks like it's taking steroids, like it has that look. I think his body's more bulky with a little bit of cuts there too. So again, in my opinion, he's natty. But of course, people like Greg that's, been in the fitness business and is currently doing that type of stuff. Of course, he would know, but I'm going to just go with Ashton is natty until further notice. But if he ends up, using what he's using, it is what it is. But he still has the hard work and dedication. So shout out to Ashton. Keep running them numbers up.